Let's see if that did what I wanted it to do. All right, if anybody can hear me, somebody, I can't see any of you. None of you want to be seen. Okay, that's fine. At least let me know you're there. Where's the chat? 6 participants. Chat. There we go. Chris, there's somebody. Okay. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. You can see it, you can hear it. Great. Okay. All right, then let me put this stuff over here, I guess. Trying to organize my screen so that I can share the class. I actually think this will be better. I'm going to try this here. All right. And you guys can see the marketing 101 there. No, without any issues. I hope. Okay, let's get started. Welcome. My name is Jeff, and I'm an agent in this office. Been here for 11 years. Been in real estate significantly longer than that. We're going to talk about marketing today. What, if you know, is usually described as the oldest profession in the world? Anybody? Anyone at all? Nobody wants to type in the chat. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody cares. Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? All right, fine. So it has often been said that prostitution is the oldest business in the world. But the truth is, if the prostitute didn't tell anybody she was open for business, then she wasn't in business, right? So marketing is the oldest profession in the world. I was supposed to be funny, but I didn't really know how that works on all this. So here's what I want to know. I've got a list of things that I plan to teach today, but I want to know what you want to learn. If you have something specific that you want to learn about today, shoot me a little text message here. I'm going to type a few things in here, and then at the end of class, we'll make sure we'll have covered what I intend to cover, plus whatever it was you wanted to learn. So feel free to type in some things that you want to learn, and I will type those in. So let's talk about this. Who knows what this book is? Right? You hopefully all know what this book is. Millionaire Real Estate Agent, also referred to as the Bible. In the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, you have your budget model on page 192. And among other things, one of the things it says in the budget model is to lead with revenue. So what does that mean? How to market my business as a new agent. All right, Kimberly, I'm adding that to our list here. What does lead with revenue mean? Simply put, it means that you don't get to spend money on your real estate business that you didn't earn from your real estate business. And there's a couple of reasons for that. People come into this business all kinds of ways. Some of them come in here, maybe I've seen people get a severance from some job. They decided they're going to leave the corporate world. They get some fat paycheck and they come into real estate. Other people come in broke. I borrowed money to get my real estate license. I did. And you may be in a similar situation. But even if you have the cash, if you start spending it and you don't know how to spend it, and you don't know how to spend it, that wasn't if you don't know how to spend it. You don't know how to spend it well and smart yet because you haven't been a realtor very long. Then by using the budget model on page 192 of MREA, it will tell you how much of your income you should be spending on generating leads. And that means if you haven't gotten a paycheck yet, you need to be spending very little or zero money. So today we're going to do some low cost marketing techniques. We're going to do some no cost marketing, and we're going to do some higher cost marketing for the people who want to learn a little bit higher cost stuff. So that is what we're going to talk about today. So marketing overview. What is marketing? Marketing is getting your name out there in front of people. And there's different kinds of marketing. There's marketing to your Mets and marketing to your non-Mets. What's the difference between a Met and a non-Met? It's actually as simple as it sounds. Your Mets are people who you have met. They know who you are. And for me to put somebody in my Mets, it's not just I've met them one time and maybe they remember who I am. Somebody to be in my Mets, it means they know who I am. If the phone rang and I said, "Hi, it's Jeff," they probably know which Jeff they're talking to. If I saw him on the street, "It's good to see you. How are you?" Those are your Mets. Your non-Mets are either people that you barely know or people that you don't know at all. So marketing is a process by which we get you in front of these people to stay top of mind. Here's the goal. Not everybody needs to sell a house tomorrow, and not everybody needs to buy a house tomorrow. And when they do need to sell or buy a house, what they're going to do is they're going to have somebody come to their mind right away. Who's that going to be? Is it going to be you? Is it going to be the real estate guy you hear on TV? I don't know. That's actually up to you. Marketing is about making you top of mind. Okay. Now, what's the difference between marketing and prospecting? Quite simply, prospecting is active and marketing is passive. In prospecting, you're going to reach out to somebody and you're going to ask them for business. "Hi, John. This is Jeff. We're old friends, or we've never met," whichever it is. "And I want to know if you have business soon, now, that we can do. I want to know if you're ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate." That is prospecting. Marketing is putting your message out to people and reminding them on a consistent basis, hopefully, if you're doing it right, reminding them on a consistent basis that you are in business and that you want to be their realtor of choice. That's what marketing is, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about, first off, some marketing and compliance requirements. This matters if you don't know. There are rules. There are actually more than rules. There are laws, state laws about what's required if you're going to market. Okay, NRS 645. You can actually Google this if you'd like. NRS 645-315. There's a whole section in the Nevada Revised Statutes on what you have to do as a real estate agent in order to market to the public. And a new one, if you've been in the business a long time, this is new. If you're new in the business, this won't be new to you. Your real estate license number has to be on things. It needs to be in your email signature. It needs to be on your business cards. It needs to be on your real estate signs. It needs to be on the flyers and the mailers. It needs to be on your Facebook page. It needs to be on your LinkedIn account page. It needs to be on your, if you use Instagram, TikTok, any social media that you're going to advertise in, your real estate license number has to be there. Now, there's a variety of creative ways to do it. Twitter is really challenging. LinkedIn, you get a lot of room. Facebook, you get a lot of room. So if you need help with that kind of a thing, look at other agents and see what they've done. By the way, I meant to tell everybody that that's my email address right there, jeff@jeffhowardgroup.com. Okay, obviously I want you to ask questions in the chat today. If it's something that we can't get to in the chat today because it's too specific of a subject to one person, then we'll come back. Then you can shoot me an email. I'll help you. You can look at my Facebook page. I have a Facebook account. I have an Instagram account. I have LinkedIn, and I have Twitter. And my real estate license number is in all of those things. It's also going to be in my email signature. I'll show you real quick here. Pop this up here. Go to my email. Right there in my email signature is my Nevada real estate license number. Also happens to be my California real estate license number and my Arizona real estate license number. But these are compliance things. You've got to have it. By the way, who sends emails out of their smartphone? I'll bet you do. When you send an email out of your smartphone, it should have your name, the name of your brokerage, and your license number, if nothing else. See if I can find one real quick to show you from. See if I've got one here that I can. Money from your phone. I think this would actually might have it. Yeah, right there. This is actually my email signature from my smartphone. You need to go into your phone. If you bought an iPhone, it says sent from my iPhone. If you bought an Android or a Samsung, it says sent from a Samsung Galaxy S7. But you're not stuck with that signature. You have the ability to change that signature, and you need to, at minimum, have your name, your brokerage number, brokerage name. And by the way, that's wrong. It should be Keller Williams Realty Las Vegas. That is the name of your brokerage. If you don't know, the name of your brokerage is Keller Williams Realty Las Vegas. There are 5 or 6 Keller Williams Realties in this town, and we are the only one called Las Vegas. There's Marketplace and there's Southern Nevada and all this stuff. We are Keller Williams Realty Las Vegas. So I've got to fix that, but your license number should be there. And in my opinion, your phone number should be there, but that's not a requirement. What is requirement is these things. So make sure that that's in there. So take that away again. And we are back to marketing and compliance. So what else is required? Where's my little list? So license number, by the way, the state says your license number has to be conspicuous. I know that's a general term. Be smart about it. Make sure that your license number is conspicuous. Your brokerage name. Interesting. State has a different term for that. Your brokerage name must be prominent. Must be prominent. The division has been known if the size that your brokerage name takes up is smaller than the size that your name takes up, the division has been known to fine you. Your brokerage name must be prominent. So if you're using text and your name is longer than your brokerage name because you're a Papanopoulos, Joseph Morales Papanopoulos, I don't know if that's a name, and that's shorter than Keller Williams Realty Las Vegas, you'll be okay, I think. But when you're talking about a logo and then putting your name, if your name is bigger than the KW Las Vegas logo, you can get fined from the division. And I believe it's $500 the first time. So make sure you've got your logo on there. What else do you need to have on there? Fair housing logo. Yeah, that's a rule. You got to have your fair housing logo on there. And what kinds of places might you need these things? You might have a website. By the way, you have a free website, right? From KW gives you a free website. They actually give you 2. You might have another site, newsletter. You might send out a newsletter. I want to show you these real quick. We'll go into this more later. These go out today in the mail. They are a monthly letter that I send out to clients with a 50-cent stamp on them. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Your Facebook business page, got to have these things. Signs, your yard signs like my sign. It's Got to have that stuff. Open house signs. We have heard different things. Here's what I will tell you is likely. If all your open house sign says is open house and it doesn't have your name in your brokerage, by the way, that's legal. That's legal. At that point, you're not advertising. It's a directional sign. But if you notice, my sign has all that information on there. It has my name. It has the name of my brokerage. And my guess is you might get popped if you didn't have your license number on your signs. Now, if you've already bought signs, then you can have Rob Sherrard just make you these. These are for my open house signs. They're just little sticky. They got a little sticky back. And these are for my yard signs. They're just a little bit bigger. I guess they're exactly the same, but they're different sizes because they're different size signs. So you can get those pretty cheap and do that. If you're a new agent, don't go spending money on open house signs for two reasons. One, with COVID, open houses aren't even allowed yet. But we talked about lead with revenue. I've got over 25 signs you can borrow. Use my signs for free, or some other agent in the office use their signs for free while you're getting yourself going. Hold on to that money. Use it for other and better things, okay? Same with a lockbox. If you need to borrow a lockbox, you've got a listing, good for you. You don't have to spend $100 on a lockbox. I'll loan you a lockbox. Somebody in this office will loan you a lockbox. Your mobile app. Your mobile app has to have your branding on it. I'm not going to show you how to do that right now. That's all done in the KW. The KW website is, set up for all of that. So it's going to have that. Mailers, any kind of mailers you send out, they got to have all this compliance stuff on it. We're going to actually go through some of this stuff in a couple of minutes. So any questions on any of that? I'll try to keep watching the chat. If you have questions as we go, obviously pop them in there. All right. If you don't know, Keller Williams owns a mortgage company called KW Mortgage. There's a couple of great benefits of KW Mortgage. It's really, while I'm thinking about it, I have a rental lead. If you want, don't do it in the chat. Send me an email at jeff@jeffhowardgroup.com. And when this is over, I've got a rental lead for somebody. If you're on the call, you can have that. They're going to want to go look at, is a military guy, great credit score. So you're not going to have issues there. They want to move quickly. They're going to want to go look at houses tomorrow and or Sunday. And then they're going to want to put in applications on Monday. So Keller Mortgage is something you can market about. This is stuff that you can talk about in your marketing. We've got a mortgage company. KW Covered. What's that? That's home warranty. KW Offers. What's that? That's our own iBuyer. Here's the difference between KW. If you don't know the difference between KW Offers, our iBuyer, and the other iBuyers, when OfferPad buys your client's house, OfferPad gets to list it when it goes on the market. When KW Offers buys your house or buys your client's house, after they buy it, you get to list it. All right? Getting thirsty. All right, so these are things you can advertise. Marketing is about sharing who you are, the value you bring, what it is you have to offer. Here are some things you can be marketing about, and I just want you to know that if you didn't know that already. So let's talk about marketing resources. Where can you get your marketing done? Let's pretend for a minute that you feel that your marketing skills don't exist and that you shouldn't rely on yourself. Let's pretend that you're fortunate enough to be so busy that even though you could do your own marketing stuff, you don't have the time. Who can you have do it for you? How can you get help? So Rob Sherrard in our office, the Imageering guy, does a lot of my marketing stuff. Now, like I print these, but these are tri-folded, and I give them to him and he folds them in 3 for me. Business cards, Rob can handle that. Rob can order your signs for you. A lot of different, Rob does pre-listing packets for me. Oh, I want to, here's another cool, well, in a minute. Haha, I forgot about that. This is really cool. I didn't put it in my notes, but I'll make sure and include it here in a second. So Command, KW Command has resources to do marketing. Now, as you know, there are things about KW Command that they're still working out. So I've talked to some people who like what KW Command is doing, and others say it's cumbersome. That's a resource though, okay, in Command Designs. kwconnect.com, you can go on there and find resources. Canva, if you haven't checked out Canva, you can go and make your own little marketing pieces, really easy. They look sharp. It doesn't take you very long at all. Put the information you want in there and it kicks out a marketing piece for you. You can email it, you can print it on paper, whatever it is you want to do. Canva.com. I should probably put .com here. I think, well, I don't think it's .com because it's an app. It's an app for your iPhone or your Android. Canva is pretty cool. And Fiverr. If you haven't heard of Fiverr, Fiverr is a resource of all kinds of freelancers who will do stuff for you. Now, be careful on Fiverr. Sometimes those people who are very cheap aren't even worth it. It gets its name from originally when it was first launched. It's I'll do anything for I'll do these things for $5. Well, somebody's probably not going to build you a website for $5. And if they are going to build you a website for $5, it is probably a horrible, horrible website. But as an example, you can find people on there to build a website. And when they pitch you, it's all in increments of $5. And each $5 gig is a $5 increment is a gig. So if somebody's going to charge you $20, it's 4 gigs on Fiverr. Okay, if they're going to charge you $500, it's 100 gigs on Fiverr. The cool thing is you can find people in there who are graphic artists. You can find people in there who are video editors. You make a cool video and you want somebody to do something cool with it, they'll do that for you. You find people who can do stuff on your website. All kinds of stuff you can find on Fiverr. I highly recommend you go and just sort of poke around and see what you can find in terms of professional services, really, really cheap. Again, be careful. Look for people who've had reviews. They review people on Fiverr. And I usually give somebody kind of a test job. And then once I find somebody I like, I'll use them over and over again. And I've used Fiverr for many things. All right. So marketing compliance, marketing tools. Back to MREA, page 138. On page 138, here are some places you might market. Newspapers, I doubt it. There is an agent in our office who is probably the top producing agent in our office who does newspaper advertising. And that's okay. If you're a new agent, that's probably not going to be your thing. Personal vehicles. Anybody ever see the magnets on the side of a vehicle? I have them. Admittedly, I'm a really terrible driver, so I've taken them off my vehicle because I don't need people knowing who that guy is. I swear it's totally true. I've got magnets. If you're a good driver and want to advertise my business, I'll put my magnets on your car. But I've actually taken them off my car because, but they're not that expensive. And I talked about Rob Sherrard. Rob had them made for me. He designed them and then had them made. Radio, you probably hear a couple agents on the radio. Again, that's high-end stuff. That's really expensive stuff. So probably not for anybody here. Magazines, same kind of thing. But here's where magazines might be valuable for you. If you have a particular hobby, if you are a golfer, if you are into dogs, whatever your sort of hobby is, wherever your world is that you live in your personal life, advertising in niche magazines like that are usually significantly less expensive, and you really have something in common with the people that you're reaching. So that is something to consider. Bus stop benches, and let's talk about there's things like billboards, bus stop benches, the grocery store, the grocery carts. Let's talk about that for a minute. That kind of marketing is rarely going to bring you direct business. What that kind of marketing is around for, billboards, bus stop benches, that kind of thing, it's what they call, what's the term I'm looking for? It's reinforcement branding, right? You drive by a billboard that says Coca-Cola, that's not the first time you heard of Coca-Cola. And you're not necessarily going to go buy a Coca-Cola because that billboard said Coca-Cola, but it's reinforcing in your head a brand that you're already familiar with. I've seen realtors who are not well known blow their money, waste it on billboards, the signs in the grocery store, and the park benches because they're not already well known. Now, if you farm a particular region, if you farm an area in Summerlin around the grocery store, then it's going to reinforce your brand when you also advertise on the shopping carts there. But if you are are not well known in that area and you do one of those types of billboard type ads, it's wasting your money. I assure you. Take it from me. Okay. Again, with lead with revenue, what'll happen as you get into the business, if you hadn't heard from me, but you were leading with revenue, you might try a billboard or try one of these things and find that it got you no business and then not do that again. And that's okay. You're leading with revenue. You're going to try things with your money. Some of them will work better than others. You need to absolutely track your marketing dollars. Hold them accountable. If you're going to spend $500, what is that $500 going to get you? I have no problem spending $500 for a closing, not a lead, a closing. Now, maybe if I spend $500 on a billboard and I get one closing from that, I feel like that was worth it. If I got 4 closings from it, I feel it was well worth it, right? So, so you're going to spend, if you spend about $500 per closing, that's not a bad number. Moving vans. If you guys haven't seen out here in the parking lot, Kyle has his name all over a moving van. And that's marketing, right? When that drives around, that markets his name and his team to whoever he's driving by. Promotional items. Let me show you this one. See if I can. Vegas Golden Knights calendar schedule from last year with a magnet on the back. Now, I do farm. That's one part of marketing that we're going to talk about a little bit more in a little bit. So I sent this to my farm. It's more reinforcement stuff. I wouldn't just send it to strangers and never send them anything else. You're not likely to get any business from it if you send them something like this and don't send it to anything else. But if you send this to your sphere of influence, SOI, if you're farming an area and you send that to them, I think that's a good spend of your dollars. Okay, these weren't that much. I don't remember how much. I think I paid probably probably $1 a piece, including mailing. I don't remember. Maybe I paid more than that. I'm not really sure. But that kind of thing is also a good thing. Where's my list? Back to my list. If you haven't figured it out, I'm ADD. Okay. Internet websites. Obviously, you know, KW gives you 2 websites, right? And it's going to one, but back when we always had 2, I always did them both. It was like having 2 fishing poles in the water, right? You can have a website built if you've got more money, lead with revenue. But KW gives you a great website. Okay, direct mail, postcard campaigns, newsletter campaigns, just sold, just listed. I'm going to show you some of these in a few minutes. Special events cards. I'm going to show you some of those. Quarterly market updates, showing people what's going on in the market is good. IVR and computer retrieval programs. Let's see if I have any here. Oh, I do. So if you don't know what these are called sign writers. And they go underneath your sign. And they could say something like short sale approved. Isn't that marketing, right? If I were negotiating a short sale and I got it approved, back when the market was really crazy, I would hang this, when there were lots of short sales, I would hang this to let the other neighbor, the next door neighbor, know that I got this short sale approved and I can get theirs approved. This is the one I wanted to show you though. Very simple. I had Rob make these. This is a QR code and a little URL. And I have 5 of these different URLs, A, B, C, D, and E. If you want to check it out, you can either snag that URL, the QR code right there with your smartphone, or just go to the website and you'll see my one-page websites for single property websites, right? That's a value add to the client. And when they get there and they want more information about the property, they're getting the information directly from you, from your website. So I have these riders. This is to be used cautiously. There are new rules about this, but you can use this if you use it correctly. Isn't that marketing, right? Telling people it's a pool. What else do we have here? Pool and spa. So there's some marketing ideas, some things you can do very inexpensively. I think those sign writers were probably $7 or something like that. So you've already got your sign in the yard. Isn't your sign marketing, right? And then you can add a little bit of specific marketing to that sign in order to get you more traction and more attention. All right, back to my list. All right, broadcast marketing. What does that mean? By voice, by email, by text. They're within command or not within command. You can text many people. If you're texting strangers, be careful that you follow the rules. You can also just text the people you know. I got to tell you, I sit around on Christmas, Thanksgiving, July 4th, and I send text messages to my sphere of influence that just says, Happy July 4th, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is. You're keeping yourself top of mind with them. You can get a program that will send them all out for you, or you can do it manually. Emails, command will send out mass emails for you. You can send emails. You should be touching your people. What does the Red Book say? 33 times a year. And some of those should be by email, right? They should be by email. And what does the email say? It can be lots of things. Give them something of value. Talk about the market. Talk about things that you're giving away or doing. I just got a bunch of masks. This is marketing. I just got a bunch of masks made. COVID masks, right? There's the Golden Knights, and there's some music, and I got some others. And I sent an email out to my sphere, and I said, are you tired of the boring mask that you were given or that you bought? You want something a little more fun? And I dropped them in the mail to anybody who asked. Here's what's really cool about giveaways. And I want you to write this down. Even if they don't want the giveaway and you already have an established relationship with them, you get credit for the giveaway. I give away things all year long. I give away pies at Thanksgiving. I send out an email to over 400 people at Thanksgiving offering them the free pie. And the first time I did it, I cringed and was so terrified. How much money is this going to cost me? 4 pies. 4 pies. I took 4 pies and I delivered them. And better than that, not only were the people who got the pie really happy, but I got a thank you from probably another 40 people who said, no, thank you, but that was very nice. Giveaways work great. Don't just send everybody a pie. Ask them which pie they want, and then they'll give you credit as if you gave them the pie. So giveaways are great. All kinds of stuff can be in your emails, market updates, giveaways, information. You should have been hopefully reaching out to your clients about things like PPP. I reached out to people in this city about PPP. I have a lot of my clients are self-employed and didn't understand that they could get PPP, and I helped them do that. So anything that's helpful. When you're doing something charitable, when we're doing Red Day, when we help out Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth, reach out to those people and ask them to contribute. Many of them will, and some of them won't, and that's okay. It gives you another reason to touch them. I want you to listen to this. 86% of people who were in a real estate transaction said they would use the same agent again, and yet typically less than 30% do. Why is that? If they would, but they don't, it's because they didn't know that the agent was still in business. So for you new agents now, believe it or not, your marketing is going to set you up for repeat business down the road. When we invite people to a Death by Chocolate, to a Halloween event, a lot of them come and a lot of them don't even respond. Forget you, kiss my foot, I'm not coming, no response at all. True story. I send out these little mailers that I'm going to show you them in a minute. Send out one a month. That's $6 a year in postage, a little over $6 a year in postage, and a couple of pennies for the paper and a little bit of labor to get it done. So call it $10 a year per house. I send these out to a client that I email, that I invite to stuff. I've sent them out giving away masks. I've sent them out giving away baseball tickets. I've sent it out giving away pies. No response, no response, no response from 2705 Firewater Court. Feel free to look up 2705 Firewater Court in the MLS. After 7 years of just reminding them that I was in business and them never, ever reaching out to me, they called me up 3 months ago and said, Jeff, we're getting ready to sell our house and we'd like to interview you. And that is closing on Tuesday. Marketing, it's passive. You're keeping yourself top of mind with these people. All right, let's get into some specific marketing stuff. So we talked about the flyers. These mailers that I do, they're trifold. You probably recognize this right here because it looks like this right here. This is a trifold. This piece here just gets folded in completely. This piece is on the back, right? Says something different every month. And then this piece here is what it's mailed to. Then on the inside, you'll notice it's not some elaborate newsletter. Now, I know agents who send out a very elaborate newsletter. They take this page and they fill it up with type 12 size font, all this interesting stuff, and it's a lot of work. And I will tell you, trust me, it is not more effective than what I do. A few words, a couple of pictures. This one happens to be about Death by Chocolate. And you can see here, if I zoom in, what do I put at the bottom? I'm reminding them who I am and what I do. Okay? You won't see my license number on any of these pieces I'm about to show you because license number wasn't required. I just took these out of my computer. This is old stuff of mine, right? Here's another piece I did. Baseball tickets. I take my clients to a baseball game every year. I have since I was about 4 years in the business. Lead with revenue. Don't do it your first year in the business. Cost me about $15 a head when they go, and I invite their whole family. So some families will bring 3 or 4 people. And here's what I will tell you. Again, the first year I was terrified to do it. I did get about 60. I get about 60 to 70 people a year. Times $15. That's not small change. Okay. But I always get a deal out of it. I get a deal out of it every single time, usually 2 or 3, but there hasn't been one year I did. And I'm talking about at the baseball game, somebody says to me, you know, it's about time for me to sell that rental property. It's about time for me to buy a rental property. My cousin is getting ready to sell. My uncle's getting ready to buy. My best friend, blah, 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 blah. I take them to the baseball game. We have a great time. And this is what was on the flyer. Again, it's not full of text, 12 size font. There's very little in here. And then what do I do at the bottom? I remind them what I do for a living. So I can say, stay top of mind for them, right? Every one of my flyers has that stay top of mind. And of course, this is what we do. Here's another one I did. Some of you know I do musical theater. Actually, I do theater, not just musical theater. When I'm in a show, I tell my clients, Is the purpose of this letter to invite them to a show? Shake your head. No. What's the purpose of this mail? It's right here. To remind them that I'm in real estate. So if I don't have much to put in here, I just did another piece here. I'll show you this. I talk more about how I can help them in real estate, right? So it doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to be a genius, but you do need to be consistent. Let's talk about some other kind of marketing. This is called farming. If you don't know what geographic farming is when you take a particular region of the city and you market to that area consistently over and over and over, so that pretty soon those people know you like your sphere of influence knows you, and they like you and they trust you and they want to do business with you. This is not going to be a class on farming, so I'm not going to go into it in depth, but I'm going to show you a little bit what it is. This is one piece. The front has to be this way. I learned that the hard way because I like my data. See if I can show you this. My data, I like to be this way. It just works better. I get the more information over to them. And what I found, learned the hard way, was I used to turn my the front the same way. So they were like back to back, nice and pretty. And when you turn the front that way, when the mail runs that way and the address is down here that way, it costs you twice as much. So don't do that. So here's what's fascinating. Now, we talked about compliance in your marketing. My sign has to be compliant, right? It has to have my license number on it. It has to have the equal housing logo, and it has to have my brokerage logo more prominent than my name. Well, since my sign has all that, I just use my sign as my compliance. By virtue of the fact that this marketing has my sign, I'm compliant with the state of Nevada. How cool is that, right? So this right here is a map of the region that I'm farming. This is my little note. Put your picture on your marketing. I know there are plenty of you out there who say, I'm nothing to look at. Well, just because I'm a 10 out of 100 doesn't mean that you shouldn't share your face. Here's why you share your face. Because it causes people to trust you faster and easier. And this business is about trust. Let's be honest. Realtors do not have a good reputation. If you're going to do business with a stranger and off of your marketing piece, let them warm up to you. Get you something that has you smiling. You don't have to like your smile. It's your smile. It's going to be the same smile that they're going to see when you show up to their house. So show them your smile. Show them how warm you are. I did a little goofy thing here. This was, last month. I did a girl with a mask. I do a little bit different thing every month here. I'll do a shamrock in March, or a heart in February or whatever. And this month I did a person with a COVID mask. In your marketing, brag. Listen to me. Brag. Marketing is not the time to be humble. Any fact that you can share will help you. You hear it on TV, you hear it on the car ads all the time. We're number one in Nevada. We're number one in Henderson. We're number one in this 3 square block area. Why do they tell you they're number one? Because bragging works when you're doing marketing. This little piece here says that I'm the number one agent in Ridgebrook. No agent has sold more homes in this area that I farm than I have. So I brag about it. Find something to brag about it and brag about it. Here's another kind of marketing that people do. First, I'm going to tell you about it, and then I'm going to tell you to be cautious, okay? Just listed and just sold cards. First off, if you're going to do a just listed, just sold, say, Jeff did it again. Chris did it again. Alexis did it again. Did what again? They want to know. It doesn't matter. They don't know you. Look, got my smiling face on there. got all my compliance stuff on there. And then I talked to them a little bit. This is the front of it. Just a 8.5 by 11, or sorry, 5.5. It's half of an 8.5 by 11. And then here's the back of it. Got some pictures, information. Look right here. I'm bragging. A new record for this floor plan. It was the highest price that floor plan had sold in the neighborhood. So brag about it. Find something that is true, that is factual, that you can brag about and put it in your marketing. And then give them free information. This right here, I'll zoom in so you can see it, is a market snapshot. It tells them what's going on in their zip code. Do you think that's valuable to people who own a home? Of course it is. People say that having market knowledge is one of the most important things that they want from their agent. And that proves you have market knowledge. Okay. So a just listed, a just sold postcard. I don't recommend this in the beginning of your business. It is kind of a hit or miss. It is more of a hit when you're still consistent in the same neighborhood. Now, I do just listed, just sold where I farm, where they're already seeing my message on a regular basis. If you do a one-time just listed or just sold, your conversion goes way, way, way down. Okay, so just know that. Now, I know we aren't doing open houses this week, but open houses will come back. They will be a thing. So here's an open house flyer. This open house flyer was made by List Reports. I highly recommend you check out List Reports. It's free to agents. And List Reports will send you some cool stuff for your listings. One of the things I like about them is they send you like walkability score and close restaurants and that kind of stuff. Something I put in the in my listing presentation. It impresses sellers. I put it in the house. They like it. But this is a flyer that was done. I did no work for this. I just downloaded it from List Reports. It was there. My point, but here's what I do differently on open houses. I don't just hand them a flyer. When they come in, I tell them I'm green. No, not green with envy. I'm green, trying to save our planet. So I didn't print up 30 open house flyers that are just going to end up in the landfill and 5 of them in the recycling and who knows. What I do is I have the flyer in a PDF right here in my phone. What's your email? Now, what did I just do there? What did I just do there? Didn't I just get their, would you like a flyer? I don't ask them if they would give me their email address. I say, would you like a flyer? Oh, yes, we'd like a flyer. Great, we're green here. I'm going to email it to you. What's your email address? They will spill it out like that. Then I say, are you currently working with a lender? No, we're just getting started. I've got some great lenders. If you'd like, I'd be happy to text you their information. Why am I not emailing the lender's information? Because I want their phone number. So I email them the flyer. I text them the name of 3 lenders. And I now have an email address and a phone number, and I can follow up with them. By the way, one of the questions I asked was, are you currently working with an agent? And if they said yes, I'm going to note that, and I'm not going to follow up with them if they have a contract with an agent. But the point is, I get contact information. Here's another very simple flyer. This might look familiar to you if you've ever been in the MLS. It's just our MLS flyer with my information on the bottom of it. Great open house flyer. Again, PDF. Marketing doesn't have to be complicated. Don't make it complicated. And don't spend a lot of money. Now let's talk about some do's and don'ts. All right? I want you to look at these 3 signs. They all say the same thing. Which one do you think is more effective and why? Can you even read this one? Hardly. The font is so thin, You can't read it from a distance. Can you read this one? This is not a thin font. It's so fancy, you can't read it from a distance. When you're doing your marketing pieces, make sure that your message gets across. Fancy's great, but not if they don't know what your message is. I've driven by billboards on the freeway, and the logo is this big, and the letters are this tall and really thin, and I just drove by it and don't even know what their message was. They've wasted their money. Okay? You're going to spend at minimum, you're going to spend some time doing your marketing, right? At minimum. You may spend some money doing your marketing. Don't you want it to pay off? You've just invested time and or money in this piece. And if people say, I can't read that, or I can't read that, then you're just done. You're just done. So make sure you use really clear messages in your marketing. All right. Reviews. Reviews are marketing. You should be collecting reviews from the beginning of your business. The very first piece of business you close is the first time you can collect a review, right? Shake your head. No. You know people now who would give you a review, an honest review. I think Chris is very trustworthy, honest, and I would absolutely trust him to help me buy or sell a home. Isn't that a review? Isn't that a testimonial? Now, what do you do with the testimonials? So there's different rules for different websites. Zillow and Trulia will only let somebody put a testimonial in if they've closed a transaction with you. So that's not the place for it. Okay, yet. But when you did close business with them, you can have them review you on Zillow and Trulia. You can have them review you on Realtor.com. Has two different kinds of reviews. They have, I have done business with them. I haven't done business with them. There's two different categories there in Realtor. Google Places. Google lets you do a review no matter what. Yelp, you can do a review no matter what, but I'll be honest with you, I haven't found Yelp to be effective for real estate agents. So I'm not going to tell you to stay away from it, but I am going to tell you not to focus on Yelp. Don't spend your energy on Yelp. Now, you can also just have somebody write you a review. If you go to this website that I'm going to show you, by the way, .com isn't the only thing you can do. Did you know you can do .reviews? I own jeffhoward.reviews. And if you go visit jeffhoward.reviews, you will see first some video reviews of mine. Actually, here, let me just show it to you real quick. Let me show you jeffhoward.reviews. Let's go here. And I will show you jeffhoward.reviews. Now I'm going to tell you a trick. jeffhoward.reviews is not its own website that I had to pay somebody separately to build me. It's what's called a URL forward. It actually forwards to my jeffhowardgroup.com website where these are. But isn't it more impressive to give out a URL like jeffhoward.reviews instead of jeffhowardgroup.com/reviews? So I give out jeffhoward.reviews, which is just a forward to my Jeff Howard group. In fact, I'll show you. jeffhowardgroup.com/ I think it's testimonials. Yeah, look familiar? Because it is. It's the same site. The jeffhoward.reviews is just a forward, just forwards to this page. Now, these are YouTube videos. If you can get a video review, that's the best. If you don't know how to put these up and get the 5 stars and another review on there, go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and have them do it for you. You give them the video. You tell them what you want. You need to have 2 different YouTube channels. 2 different YouTube channels. One of them is branded. It's branded to your name, Alexis Rivas Real Estate. The other one is very generic, doesn't have your name on it at all. And you have two different videos when you put up videos of a property. One video is branded. It's got your name all over it, and that goes on your branded website. But the one you upload to GLVAR that's unbranded, so that when I want to show my client your house, it doesn't have your branding all over it, that goes on your unbranded page, and it's unlisted. So on your page, it's listed on your and got your branding all over it, and then the other one is not. So, but my reviews are also up on my Jeff Howard Group YouTube page, right? And then look, I've got these written reviews. This is a real review that somebody wrote, all right? And first you want the text, because that's how search engines rate you. And then if they don't believe this was written, you click here, you get a PDF, and you can see that that's how it was really written, right? So that's jeffhowardgroup.reviews. And now I need to go back out of here. All right, here's more reviews, more reviews, more reviews. Oh, wow, look at that. A lot of reviews. Isn't that marketing? That's marketing, okay? You get to brag about you. And why is it you bragging? It's you bragging because you put the website up. But is it you bragging? No, it's somebody else bragging about you. And it works. It works, okay? So video reviews, written reviews, testimonials, absolutely they matter. Okay? I'm either going too fast or everybody's asleep. I haven't gotten any questions, or I'm really good. Maybe I've just really explained everything properly. I like to think that's true. Oh, this is the one I wanted to show you. So start with, it's got a little sticky note on there. You see that? 6/8. 6/8 is the date this needs to go in the mail. You see it says happy birthday. And it's, if I can get rid of the sticky note here, addressed to my client from me. It's a birthday card. Get your client, get birthdays from your sphere of influence. Send them birthday cards. This one is, hang on, let me find another thing here. This one is an anniversary card. Never send wedding anniversary cards. Listen to me. Never send wedding anniversary cards. You're going to send somebody a wedding anniversary card 2 weeks after they filed for divorce, and you are not going to be remembered fondly. Send them house anniversary cards that says, just 7 years ago, you said I do to buying a home. Send house anniversary cards, even if you didn't sell them the house. I'm going to say it again. Even if you didn't sell them the house. Your buddy John bought a house 4 years ago. You just got your real estate license 3 weeks ago. You go into the public record in the MLS, you go into the tax record, and you look up the date that he bought his house. And you put that in your list, and you start sending him anniversary cards every year on the anniversary of his house. Trust me, they work. Send house anniversary cards. Okay. What else did I want to do? Did I want to show you? I feel like I showed you a lot of the good stuff. Oh, we didn't talk about social media marketing. I didn't show you social media marketing. So So we talked about print, mail. These monthly mailers are cheap. I have 100 addresses for people. By the way, you probably don't have 100 addresses for people yet who know you, who really, truly know you. So start with the 26 addresses you do have and mail them something every month. Very inexpensive, doesn't take very long. Now, social media, marketing. How can you market yourself as a realtor on social media for free? First off, be careful. Don't only fill your social media with you as a realtor. Don't do that. People will stop looking. But now that you're a realtor, the first thing you should do, if you haven't yet, is tell your social media that you got your real estate license. Then you want to show them from time to time real estate activities. Show them the wins. Show them some of the disappointments. When you're out showing homes and you see a cool property, you take a picture, pop it up to Facebook. Went and looked at this cool property today in Southern Highlands. Don't you think this is cool? That's marketing. You're reminding them of what it is you do. Now, I'm going to give you a homework assignment that you can do if you're a new agent that I will almost guarantee you will get you some response if you have a reasonable social media following. You're going to go on your social media today and you're going to say, I'm brand new as an agent, and one of the agents in the office is showing me how to run comparable sales on a house. I need your help. If you'll send me your address, I'll give you some comps for your house. Now, this does a couple things. One, you do need to learn how to run comparable sales if you haven't learned yet. But who is going to do things like that? Homeowners. By the way, give me the address of the home you own. Homeowners are going to do that. You may even get homeowners from a different state because they're on your social media. That's okay. You know you can make money from real estate all around the world, right? Shake your head, I hope so, because you can refer your friends and family to an agent somewhere where you aren't doing business and get paid. I get 3 or 4 referral checks every year from somebody. I just got one from Iowa. I'm about to get one from St. Thomas. Just got one from Oregon, a $975,000 sale. I made more on that referral, and all I did was refer them, than I do on some other business that I've taken. Okay, so you can make money. So you reach out and you say, then when they reach out and they say, here's my address, if they are in Tennessee, you find a KW agent in Tennessee and say, hey, run some comps for my buddy Joe and keep him in your database, and I want a 25% referral fee someday when he decides to sell. And the other thing you do is then, if it's for you, then you run their comps. Then you share the results on social media. What are you doing? You're marketing. Is only that homeowner the one who's going to see the results? Shake your head. No. Now, there's all kinds of free stuff you can do on social media. We were previewing homes, new homes. How about design? You could not be showing a home at all. You just see some really cool interior design thing and you say, wow, I'd like to have this in my next house. Would you? And you're always reminding them of what you do. Now, if you want to spend a little bit of money and get actual leads, in Command, you can run Facebook leads pretty inexpensively. And there's a couple of ways to do it. One, you can run an ad that is like it's a property and you're just sort of showing it and asking people to interact with it, asking them to reach out to you. There's another level beyond that. Zapier, Z-A-P-I-E-R, lets you create a form that you put on Facebook. So you show a couple pictures And then in order for them to see the video or the 3D walkthrough, they have to give you their email address and their phone number. Now, I will tell you, the Facebook leads are pretty low conversion, but they're also really inexpensive. So if you get 100 leads, you might turn one of them into a deal, but those leads didn't cost you a lot of money anyways. I usually get about, I usually pay anywhere from 50 cents to $1 per lead on average. So again, if it was 100 leads, $100, and that turned into a closing, that's a good turnaround on your money. Would you agree? Right? So Facebook ads, Twitter, Instagram, they all have ads. The Facebook ads you can do through command. I've not seen how to do the others through command. And I believe on Tech Tuesdays, sometimes Albie shows actually how to do the Facebook ads. We don't have time today to go through the whole exactly how to do that. But I could probably show you a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, and who do you advertise to? What if you didn't just advertise to Las Vegas? Think about this for a minute. Where are people in the United States moving from? You know how to find that out? Go to uhaul.com. It's probably not on uhaul.com, but you can, like U-Haul keeps statistics of this. There are places where you can get statistics. Where are a large number of people moving from? And by the way, if it's where you're from, that may be your tie-in. Maybe you're from Chicago, the Chicago area, and maybe lots of Chicagoans are moving to Las Vegas. And maybe your ad says, are you ready to leave Chicago and move to Vegas like I did? Click here for more information. Right? You don't just have to target the Las Vegas area, because my Facebook ads target the Las Vegas area, and Kim's Facebook ads target the Las Vegas area, and Chris's Facebook ads target the Las Vegas. So you get what I'm saying, right? But in Chicago, who's advertising Las Vegas? Not that many people. So wherever it is you're from, that may be where you want to advertise geographically on Facebook. Let's see what we get here for Facebook ads. If I go to my KW, and then we go to command. I have to log in again. All right, so in command, and I'm not going to go through this in depth. That is not what this class is. It's not what this class is. This class is about the kinds of things you can do for marketing. But I've done this a few times. Let's see, not smart plans. Campaigns, I believe is where it is. Social posts. Oh, paid ads. There we go. Paid ads. So here's some paid ads that I did. So remember I talked about Keller offers. Now, by the way, you do have to be qualified for Keller offers. It's not that it's difficult, but they don't just let anybody do it. You've got to go through the training. So the next time the opportunity comes up, you may want to do that. It gives you another wheel in your basket. You may remember Keller offers allows you to be able to write a cash offer on your, you don't write the cash offer, to be able to get your clients a cash offer from an iBuyer that is essentially you. You'll get the listing when it's time. So, so I ran some iBuyer ads. When COVID hit, most of the big iBuyers pulled out. Open Door, Zillow offers, they quit buying houses in Las Vegas. They quit. So I ran an ad that said, see, how do I look at my ad here? It says, your iBuyer walked out on you. We can probably save the deal. Get a cash offer on your house, usually within 72 hours. Click here to learn more. They click there, they go out and fill out a form, and I reach out to them. I got a couple leads off this. They didn't go anywhere, but I did get a couple of leads off this. And these pictures, where can you get royalty-free pictures? If you use Microsoft Office just produced isn't the right word, just came up with a new value add. They now have pictures that they will let you use royalty-free in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Also, I like this website, Pixabay. If I want a photo like this, I would type in something like angry, and I get all these pictures to choose from, lots more. Okay, look, does that girl look familiar? Doesn't she look just like the girl in my ad? Oh, imagine that, royalty-free pictures. Of course, I put the text over the top, but royalty-free pictures. Now, if you want to do more artsy stuff, I like Pingtree. And the reason I like Pingtree is because they are usually transparent. You only get a couple a day for free on Pingtree. But, you know, a lot of times when you get a picture like this, it's going to have all the white background on it, and you may have trouble putting it in your picture. On Pingtree, you're just going to get this, and everything behind it is just see-through. So you can put it wherever you want it in your artwork if you're doing your own artwork. Again, you can go to Fiverr or Rob Sherrard, Canva. You can do lots of stuff like that. But like I do a lot of my own artwork on a program called Fireworks, and that's where I did this. It was just very simple. My phone's ringing. Sorry. Very simple. So Pingtree and Pixabay are places you can get royalty-free art. There's lots of places. If you Google royalty-free clip art, free clip art, there's all kinds of stuff. If you're going to put it on a website, sometimes you have to do what's called attribute it. Say that I got this picture from Pingtree. Sometimes you don't. Just read their rules and follow the rules. They're good enough to give you the stuff. Sometimes they'll give it to you free, but then ask you for a donation, like Pixabay does that. Pixabay, after you download a picture, says, hey, would you like to buy the author a cup of coffee? You know, give $1 or $2 or whatever. So don't just steal stuff. You can also go to images on Google. Images, oldest profession. Now watch this. This is how I get pictures. When you go in here to Google images, in settings, in tools, you can find the usage rights and find stuff that is labeled for reuse. As long as it's labeled for reuse, you can use a lot of these pictures. Okay, so there's all kinds of places you can get artwork for your marketing if you're going to do your own stuff. All right, where were we? I think we're about at the end. So there aren't a lot of you in this class. I thought there would be more people here. Find an accountability partner. If you do not yet have a Facebook business, by the way, we didn't talk about this on social media. In social media, in Facebook, there's your Facebook personal page. There's the page that says Jeff, me, as a person who likes to go hiking and likes to go sailing and blah, 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 blah. And then there's the Jeff Howard Real Estate Facebook business page, which complies with all my advertising stuff for social media. Okay, remember, you have to have your license number, you have to have your brokerage name, all that stuff is on my Jeff Howard Group Facebook page. I guess I should probably show that. If I go facebook.com/HowardTeamLV, this is my business Facebook page. By the way, it'll look a little different to me than it will to you. If you look up facebook.com/Howard Team, you don't get stuff like let us know your business preferences, manager leads, stuff like that. You don't get this whole first section here is just for me as the owner of the page. When I first come up though, I can write a new post, but here are some of the posts that I have put. I have a blog. So my blog is just did something about hockey being back, right? But here's what's cool. Once it's on the Jeff Howard group page, which only has maybe 80 followers, but my Facebook page has, say, 500 followers. Now I can click as me and I can share it to my personal page, and it has all my compliance stuff. Do you see that? Once you share it from your business page that has all your compliance stuff to your personal page, it will always have your compliance stuff. And by the way, if somebody else shares it, if I share a post that's so great that my buddy Bill shares it, it's going to have all my compliance stuff. Anything you're doing that's related to real estate at all needs to be on your business page. And your personal page should be filled with, well, personal stuff. You should have plenty of stuff that's not your business stuff there. Okay? So if I go to my Facebook personal page, yes, that's me walking on my hands. So this is yesterday. I posted the temperature. It's not a real estate thing. It's just from Jeff Vegas. It doesn't have to be compliant with anything because I'm not doing anything related to real estate. Now I go down here. This was Debbie tagged me in some stuff, some real estate stuff. This has all her compliance stuff. But then this is shared through, that one got done incorrectly. This one's me playing on my ukulele. I got to talk to my person who's posting. She's not doing it right for some reason all of a sudden. Here, let me show you what it should look like. I'm potentially in trouble here. I got to find this. There it is. This is one that was done correctly. See how this was shared by the Jeff Howard group. First, it was posted in the Jeff Howard group, and then it got shared to my page. This one did not get shared properly, and I've got to talk to the person who's doing my social media posting. So I need you to see the difference. This will always have my branding and all of my compliance stuff. This could cost me $500 or $250 or a lot more than I want it to cost me. So you want to make sure you do that correctly. So as your action item for the day, I want you to find an accountability partner, somebody who you know that they will make you do it and you will make them do it, and set your own deadline by when you're going to have your Facebook page done. And not only have them check it, but have it checked for compliance. Make sure that you have all the things that you're required to have before the division looks at it, because they will eventually end up looking at it. I know plenty of agents who've got fined because they weren't in properly compliance. You can check each other's out. And once you're really, really, really sure that it's compliant, show it to Candy. You can't send it to Candy because Candy's not on Facebook. You'd have to take your laptop to her. Actually, you'd have to take somebody else's laptop to her. That's the other reason for having the compliance. So when you and Bill, so John and Bill are going to do their Facebooks, and they're going to they're going to check them. They're going to make sure that they're right. And then John is going to pull Bill's up on his Facebook, and Bill's going to pull John's up on his Facebook, so that it doesn't show you all that stuff that I showed you of mine that doesn't matter and isn't what the public sees. And then you show those to Candy, and she should be able to quickly and easily spot your brokerage and your license number. If she can't, and that's why Candy's, not just because Candy's the broker, Candy doesn't Facebook. If Candy can't find it, it's probably not good enough. Think about that, okay? Because Candy doesn't Facebook, so she should be able to go, yeah, I see a license number. I see your brokerage name. you're probably good. All right. So, any questions? There aren't many of you left. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. You have my email address. I'll even put it in here in the chat. If you have questions, you could email me. If there's no questions, I wish you all good day. Good luck out there. Bye now.